let's list 5 reasons why you'd wish to avoid adopting a confession of faith and making it your own. 5 reasons why you would not want to adhere to some sort of articles of faith or a creed or a confession of some kind. So reason number 1, let's jump right into it, is you wish to keep your sincerely held religious beliefs private. If you don't want your religious beliefs to be submitted to public scrutiny, if you don't want to make them easily understood and known to the world and to those around you, then do not adopt a confession of faith. If you understand that your religious beliefs are best kept to yourself, well then by all means I would prefer that you keep them to yourself. So if you don't want to submit them to scrutiny or to allow them to be corrected by somebody else, by all means keep them secret and do not adopt a confession of faith that's public or well known. Reason number 2 why you would want to avoid adopting a confession of faith is if you plan on regularly changing your theological commitments with every wind of doctrine, if you wish to constantly be pursuing the novel and the new, then I would advise you not adopt a confession of faith. That's a second reason why you should not adopt one. That is, if you plan on changing, then don't adopt a confession of faith because it might constrain you or cause you to hesitate when it comes time for you to make that quick change or adjustment, which ties into the number 3, which is don't adopt a confession of faith if you think God is not done revealing himself to mankind. If you think that the canon or the revelation that God has given to man is not done yet, and that there's still more truth to be revealed that might contradict truth that he's already revealed, then you wouldn't want to adopt a confession of faith. The reason number 4 why you wouldn't want to adopt a confession of faith is if you think that growing as a Christian has become too easy and you want a harder way, then I would suggest you not adopt a confession of faith because it gives a solid foundation from which to grow upon, to learn. And because a confession of faith is a systematic statement of Bible truth, it really facilitates the organization and understanding of those truths, allowing them to be incorporated into the mind and heart and lived out through the fingertips. So if you want it harder, then I would suggest you not adopt a confession of faith, which brings us to our last reason, which is if you are committed to absolute autonomy and separation from the Christians of the past and many Christians of the current time, then do not adopt a confession of faith. Confessions of faith connect us with the past. They connect us with many others in the present. And so if you wish to remain aloof and separated from, like I said, a Christian heritage of the past or many believers of the present, if you don't wish to show your unity with that vast heritage that Christians have, then by all means do not adopt a confession of faith. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully that prevents you from adopting a confession of faith if you fall into one of those categories. Also, it's helpful because you can see, if you want to be connected with the past, if you want to facilitate Christian growth, if you want your sincerely held Christian beliefs to be made known and therefore able to be criticized, and if you're convinced that the canon is closed, the truth is sealed, and that therefore it can be known and recited, then maybe you ought to consider adopting a confession of faith. So with that, I'll let you go. And I do wish you well.